So today we're going to be talking about the top 10 Kickstarter marketing tips that you can use to not only build your waitlist faster, but also get real customers when your campaign is live. Hey guys, I'm Khierstyn Ross. I am a Kickstarter and e-commerce strategist. Today I'm really excited to dive into some things that a lot of product creators don't actually focus on until their second or third product. I was listening to a podcast by Yarrow Starak the other day, shout out to you Yarrow, where he was interviewing a founder that talked about this principle that's so true, that first-time founders focus so much on getting the product right, and they have a hard time kind of getting that initial traction for sales. And then when it comes to product 2, product 3, that's when they really shift their focus to distribution and start to see their brands scale and get that momentum. And that's really dangerous. So today we're gonna be talking about how you can focus on distribution as in actually selling your product and having a strong launch by using these 10 strategies you can use to market your Kickstarter, both in the pre-launch to build your waitlist quicker, and also when you're live to make sure that you're getting your product in front of more people and actually getting sales. So guys, if you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. We release regular content to cover product launches, as well as how to scale your existing e-commerce brand. Okay guys, the very first point I want to talk about is building a community around your product. Whether you are in pre-launch or you've already launched your product, now is the right time to start building a community. Your community is an amazing way to build a connection with your audience, build trust, and a great way to warm them up. So anyone who is not quite sure about your product, they're not quite ready to buy yet, but if you nurture them through a Facebook group by providing value, showing up, providing social proof case studies, and really fostering that family-oriented connection that you could do with a Facebook group, that's gonna be an awesome way to build that brand loyalty to you and make sure that they buy your product and keep coming back and are in the know, and really just keep them engaged for any upcoming future products that you're going to launch. So the first thing I would do here is identify who your target audience is and what the problem that your product helps solve in their life. For example, what is the result that your product helps them get? And then what you can do is you can create a community of like-minded people in your niche around those topics, around helping them get the results that your product allows. So a really great example is we worked with Pavlok here, which is it's a wearable that helps you break bad habits through the thread of electric shock. It's a great wearable. And what they do is they help people better their lives by breaking bad habits and creating new positive habits through reinforcement. And so everything that Pavlok sends out, especially in their user group, is around how people can use the product to perform better, some special tips they can use in their day-to-day lives to improve productivity, to save money, lose weight, etc. So what they've done is they've identified who their target customer is, what exactly it is what problem their product solves in that person's life, and then they reinforce that with a community to help really build that relationship through a Facebook group. So I recommend that you absolutely do the same, because it's all about being in the conversation with your target audience. The second point we're going to cover is build your email list. If you're in pre-launch, as in you have an upcoming product launch, you need to build a wait list where people can sign up to get notified when your product is live, and also sign up for behind the scenes information to learn more about your product. And if you're currently selling your product, you absolutely want to focus on growing your email list, because there will be a point where people are not ready to purchase your product, and you want to incentivize them to sign up for updates, for new product releases, or behind the scenes access, etc. So we'll talk about email marketing in a little bit, but really it's all about the list. You want to build your list. It's so much more powerful than just having an Instagram following, because the reality with social media is that someone is only going to get your post if they're scrolling and it shows up on their feed, or they directly go to your profile. Whereas email is still the #1 place to go where you can have a one-on-one channel of communication with those, because every time you send out a broadcast email or information about your product, it lands in their inbox and you get their undivided attention at that point. And building a waitlist if you're in pre-launch is an amazing way for people to self-identify as if they're interested in your product or not. So this brings me to my third point, which is email marketing. Don't worry, it's not super scary, but what you want to do is when you are looking to build awareness and get traffic to your website by marketing your product, you capture the interest through an email list, but it doesn't stop there. The third point, email marketing, is all about nurturing and engaging people that have physically shown interest in your product or in your brand. So what you want to do is make sure that you're sending at least one email broadcast a week to your list to help keep them warm. The kinds of content you can send out can be anything such as product promotions, asking for reviews, sending out a new blog post or any press mention, or any product updates that you have. If you get stuck with what kind of emails to write, start stalking some brands that you really love and resonate with. One of those brands for me is Onnit. Onnit is a supplements company that helps bodybuilders and entrepreneurs just have better performance enhancement, improving mental focus, sleep, and all-around body function. So what I love with Onnit is that they send out regular email communication on things that are meant to help their audience. So they can say 7 essential functional movement exercises because they have an audience of fitness enthusiasts. You can have total guide to nitric oxide. There's different things that we're gonna, certain tools that we'll dive into later on in this video for what you can do to actually develop a content marketing strategy. But right now, know that email marketing is so important to really nurture and build that relationship and keep your list warm, because people, even though they land on your website today and don't sign up or don't buy your product, doesn't mean that they're not going to come back in the future and see that when they're ready. The fourth point is so underused, but is one of the most powerful ways to grow your business and spread awareness. It's word of mouth advertising. So number 4 is ask for referrals. Yes, even in pre-launch. The reality is that if someone has joined your waitlist, it means they're interested in your product. And like-minded people know other like-minded people. If you are serving a product that is for cyclists, guaranteed a cyclist knows other cyclists. So what you can do in your email marketing is reach out and just ask anyone on your list or any friends that have purchased your product or any friends that have shown interest in your product. Ask them if they know anyone else that would be interested in your product. Okay, or not necessarily in your product, but interested in the specific result that your product allows in their life, and see if they're open to a conversation about joining your waitlist or even purchasing your product. Point number 5 is Oppa! But really, other people's audiences. This is where you get some serious leverage by working with micro-influencers. An influencer is someone who has an audience similar or exactly like yours, but they are not a direct competitor to you. Influencers will be Instagrammer influencers, they'll be TikTokers, they'll be YouTubers, they could be journalists, they could be anyone that really has the voice of your audience, okay? And the goal is to get in front of that audience. There are different ways to do that, but the most common way, if you have product, is to ship product to a relevant influencer and get a product review. Next thing you know, they post that review on their channel, their Instagram stories, or TikTok, and boom, you've got sales. But how do you work with influencers if you're pre-launch or you don't have review units? That's where you can use this leverage technique, Oppa, to get early press. You can use it to get influencers lined up for when you have product post-launch to share with them. And if they love your product now, then they may give you a mention or still share your landing page or waitlist with their audience ahead of time, and then you can send them product after the launch, okay? But if you are looking at leveraging somebody else's audience, there are different ways you can do this. When we work with influencers, we want to look at the micro-influencer point, which is anyone who has an audience of 5,000 to 25,000 people. The reason we go after the micro-influencers or the small fish versus people that are like 1 million plus followers is because A, they're more accessible, but B, the larger the audience an influencer has, the less connected they are with their audience. So early on at the micro-influencer level, you're gonna find that the influencers are still commenting and on comments, they're super engaged with the comments, and they're really close with their audience. So you're gonna find that smaller influencers have a much more switched on, engaged audience, meaning they're gonna respond so much better to your product than someone at a macro scale that has kind of lost touch with their followers at that point. So how do you know if an influencer is engaged enough? Well, I like to look at, when I identify an influencer, first thing I like to look at is relevancy. So do they share the same audience as me? If I am selling a product that helps new moms breastfeed, then I want to make sure I'm going after an influencer in the breastfeeding space. It could be a doctor, it could be someone that talks about breastfeeding practices. It could even just be someone that like other brands that are selling baby clothes that want to do a cross promotion. So the first thing you want to look at is relevancy. Second is look at engagement. So you can do this by seeing how active the influencer is in the comments. How many likes are they getting per post? How many comments are they getting per post? Okay, you can see at that point. And pro tip, just be careful, because a lot of influencers may buy their audience. So how do you know if someone's bought their audience? Well, I like to look at the 1% rule. A influencer that has organically grown their audience and has a good audience to go after actually has about 1% likes to post ratio. So English, please, right? Every post, if they have 1 million followers, then you want to make sure that they're getting at least 1% of that number in terms of likes and comments. At the micro influencer level, just, do the math there. When you have someone who has 20,000 followers, you want to make sure they have at least 200 likes / comments. And that's how you know that it's a fairly engaged audience. And what you're going to find is that engagement percentage is going to be much higher with micro influencers versus larger brands or people that have actually bought their audience. What I would love to know from you, have you ever worked with influencers, or have you wanted to work with influencers? Let me know below what are some strategies you've tried, and even what's the product you're working on. I would love to see if I can shed some light on what sort of influencers you should be going after. Okay guys, the 6th point that we're gonna cover today is content marketing. Content marketing is different from email marketing because it's meant to reach a wider demographic and help you get free traffic to your website. So where email marketing is a broadcast to people exclusively that are on your list, or like your wait list or your customer list, your content marketing strategy is writing blogs, creating YouTube videos, doing things to help answer questions that people have. So a really great example is that you want to create different kinds of content. You want to create content that helps people understand how to use your product. You can create content that builds social proof. So you may feature a customer case study to see how someone used your product to get a specific result in their life. Okay, you can use content marketing to be where people are searching for a solution. There are 2 kinds of people. People that already know your product, they've seen it either because their friend has used it or they've heard about your upcoming launch announcement on social media. But then there's the other kind of person that doesn't even know your product exists as a solution for them. So this is where we go to the all-knowing, powerful Google. Google is where you want to get really clear on what people are searching for and understand what people are searching for so that you can create content that helps educate them and bring them to your product. So let's look at an example. If I'm a new mom and I'm looking for breast milk storage solutions, then I will go to Google and be like, breast milk storage. Okay. And at this point, I'm a new mom. I'm not actually a new mom, but let's just say hypothetically, because we work with a lot of moms. So, here, I see this Medela.com. Okay, storing, freezing, and thawing breast milk. All right, let's see what this one is. So how to store, freeze, and thaw breast milk. Okay, so here is a blog that helps people, helps me understand which breast milk storage is best, some guidelines, how to safely store, etc., etc. And then now that I am on Medela, you can see, your products. So if I were a brand, if I were Medela, what I would do to optimize this a little bit is I would actually have a bigger call to action that sends people to my product as a solution. So hey, let's look at our products. Okay, breast pumps. Awesome. Boom. So where I started in the funnel was I started looking for a solution, breast milk storage solutions. And what I found was a helpful article that helped me get a specific result, which is help me properly store breast milk. And it brought me to a website where then I can now check out their product and purchase the product. So you want to look at content marketing the exact same way, where it's a way to bring in and inform and educate new people to discover your product. So what you want to do for your content strategy is understand SEO, but also figure out what your audience is searching for, what sort of problems they're searching for. And one great tool that I love is this guy here. Welcome to answerthepublic.com. I'll link this in the thing bio below. But answerthepublic.com is a free resource where you get to type in exactly what someone's searching for, and it's going to give you a bunch of ideas for content and blogs that you can do. So if we go to, for example, if my product is a breast pump, then I might do breastfeeding because that's really what my product allows people to do. So as it thinks, it's going to give me a tree like this. Who breastfeeding 2 years, who breastfeeding COVID vaccine. So you could do one that's like, is the COVID vaccine safe for breastfeeding? Okay, you could do one like that. Are breastfeeding mothers immunocompromised? So here you can go through all of these to see if there's any gems that you can pull out and start using that for content that you can use to create an SEO rich article to help bring people into your funnel and educate them and inform them about your brand. But if you're watching this and you're like, wait, I haven't even launched my product yet, don't worry, you can still use this too, because content marketing, Google may not be as powerful for you right now because people don't actually know your product exists, and even if they did, they can't buy it right away, which is okay. So you want to use the same sort of content marketing to inform people about the solution that's going to make their lives better that is coming soon. So you can use some of these to create content to educate your audience and nurture them and get them even more pumped to buy your product. See what I did there? Boob joke. But anyway, you could use this even for social media content as well. Point number 7 is building social proof. Social proof is basically getting other people to endorse you so that by association, it's a trust builder. So social proof is going to be things like your product being featured on Shark Tank, or you getting a press mention, or an influencer using your product, or even product reviews. Anything where an external party has basically said that your product is awesome or shown them use it, all of a sudden it builds authority as your brand as the go-to solution for this. So you absolutely need to be building social proof, because when you are looking at the buyer journey for when someone is just discovering your product, reviews can honestly make the difference of someone purchasing your product versus not. Just look on Amazon. If you shop on Amazon, you may actually buy products based on the ones that have the best reviews. So social proof is a must. But hey, don't worry, you don't need 100,000 reviews to have the social proof. There are things you can do, especially early on. I'm gonna link a video below that I did on how to build social proof, even if you don't have a product yet, or even if you don't have, you haven't launched your product. So there are different out-of-the-box ways that you can use to still build that social proof. It's super important to have it. It doesn't really matter what kind of social proof you have, more that it's something that you're absolutely capturing all the time and building it up over time. Point number 8, creating viral giveaways. So giveaways are things where you can create a giveaway contest on social media where you may say, for 7 days, we're hosting a giveaway contest where you have to like this video, you have to comment below, and you need to be subscribed to our channel. And at the end of the week, we're gonna draw a giveaway. We're gonna draw a prize, okay? So giveaways are so powerful. You can do it through paid advertising on Facebook and Instagram. You could do it on your Instagram to build your following. You could do it on YouTube. You could do it for your email list to help increase the number of referrals you have. So the purpose of a giveaway contest is to really build brand awareness and get people to take an action on something. So that could be to grow your Instagram following, grow your email list. And that's the most common way they're used, especially in pre-launch. But I have to warn you, viral giveaways are not something that should be used to build your entire waitlist with a product. It should absolutely be something that helps do more of a word of mouth campaign where you want more people to engage with your brand. And one also note, I'm gonna link another video below here on how to do a giveaway contest properly, because there's a lot more to it. I have a long video on how to do it, but you wanna make sure that you are tracking the right kind of person. But when you do it, a viral giveaway contest is an amazing way to get more eyeballs on your brand. Point number 9 is about having an extra point of communication with your email list. One thing that we started testing this year is the use of SMS marketing. So text message marketing with product launches, or even follow-up sequences for customers to ask for reviews. In the pre-launch phase, more than ever, stats have shown that before a customer buys your product, they want more than one touch point. So instead of only being on your email list, they will sign up for for SMS marketing, or even be in your Facebook group. But SMS marketing is way more direct than email marketing, because in email marketing, where the lifespan of an email, 20 to 30% people will open it. Text messages, right now, the average person opens their texts in about each text in about 15 minutes or less, which is crazy fast. I definitely don't do that, but the average open rate of a text message is 85%. So that engagement is much higher. So we use SMS marketing as a way to tell people when we're live, or when we've released a new blog post, new YouTube video, or just even when your product is live, you want to touch base with your customer and just see how the product is going, see if they have any questions, or even for abandoned cart. So SMS marketing for really short messages is a great way to solicit engagement and bring your customer back, or even remind them of a launch. So that's number 9. All right, guys, so the first 9 points we've covered in this video are all forms of organic social marketing. Point 10 is about Facebook and Instagram advertising. So actually bringing paid channel to this. Facebook and Instagram ads, you can do both photos and you can do video with it. You can even play around with GIFs if you want. But this is a great way to target people and increase your audience reach. So the right combination that we use in the pre-launch is we use mostly Facebook and Instagram advertising with a hint of Google retargeting. Because what we find is that consumers will see your ad, they'll click on the ad, go to your landing page or your website, see a little bit about your product, but then they want to fact check or Google you that was awkward, but they want to like Google you to see if you're legit, or see if you have any reviews, etc. So then they go to Google. So we want to take a multi-channel marketing approach to this by having a little bit of Google retargeting in there, so that we can essentially remarket them and bring them back to the website if they don't sign up directly through that Facebook ad, okay? So we use that combination. And then once you're actually live with your product and you are building up an e-commerce website, you're gonna be using Google a lot more, because at this point, this is when you can target keywords around your brand or around competitors' keywords. At that point, what you're gonna find with Google marketing is that you have a much higher intent to purchase. So someone who is Googling your product is serious about buying something. So that's the intent to purchase, is exactly why we will focus more on Facebook and Instagram advertising in the pre-launch, because when someone goes to your website from Google and you're not available for 3 months, they're like, oh, they're looking for a solution now. So Facebook and Instagram advertising is a way for you to target people based on interest and demographics, so that you can warm them up and get them excited about your upcoming product, as opposed to Google, which is a different solution. But we still use a mix of Google remarketing in there, just to bring back any traffic that runs off after going to your website from Facebook. Okay, well, that wraps up my top 10 tips. Covered a lot today. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite and why. Also, guys, if you are getting ready to launch your product on Kickstarter or Shopify and you're looking for a little extra support, you can apply to work with me and my team by going to Khierstyn.com/apply. Don't worry, I'm going to link all that in the bio below. But again, guys, lots of resources down below. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you love the content, or even thumbs down if you find my voice annoying. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace!